Welcome to Learn English Now. Get ready, everyone, because this story will take you on an exciting adventure. Let the story begin. Germany is one of the richest and most developed countries in the world. Its economy is very strong, and it makes many high-quality products that are sold everywhere. The people who live in Germany are also some of the wealthiest people in the world. They are known for being very productive, which means they work efficiently and are very skilled. But how did Germany achieve this amazing success? It was not a fast or easy process. The country's great wealth today is the result of a very long journey through history. This story will explore that long and interesting journey. We will look at how Germany grew from a collection of small, separate states into a powerful, modern nation. We will learn about the important decisions, the difficult challenges, and the smart ideas that helped to build its economy. Our story begins many hundreds of years ago, looking at the country's early history to understand its path to success to the first German trade. Long ago, Germany was not a single country like it is today. It was part of the Holy Roman Empire, which was a collection of hundreds of small, independent states. Important rivers like the Rhine and the Elbe flowed through this large area. These rivers were like natural roads, connecting the different states and making it easier to travel and move goods. Cities on the coast, especially in the north, became busy centers for trade. They sold German products to other European countries. Their main partners were the big colonial empires of Britain, France, and the Netherlands. These empires needed many manufactured goods to trade in their colonies in Africa, Asia, and America. They bought things like steel, guns, textiles, and cutlery from the German states. Soon the German states were famous for making high-quality products. For example, the city of Solingen was well known all over Europe for its excellent cutlery, like knives, forks, and scissors. German industry grew strong during the 17th and 18th centuries. One famous cutlery company started in 1731 and still exists today. This successful trade helped the whole economy. As cities and industries grew, more people worked as craftspeople. These workers needed food. With fewer people working on farms, the price of food went up, so farmers began to use new techniques to grow more food. In this way, both the workers in the cities and the farmers in the countryside benefited. However, this period of success was threatened in the early 19th century. First, England developed the steam engine. English factories could now produce goods much faster and cheaper than German workshops. This created strong competition. Then the French leader Napoleon conquered much of Europe. His wars stopped the important trade between the German states and England. This was a very difficult time for German businesses. A new union for trade. After the wars with Napoleon, the German states were organized in a new way. Instead of hundreds of small states, there were now only 39. This new group was called the German Confederation. This change made trade much simpler. Before, if a person wanted to trade goods, they had to travel through many different states. In every state, they had to show their products and pay a tax. With fewer states, there were fewer custom checks and fewer taxes. This made German trade easier and cheaper. 2 states in the Confederation controlled a lot of territory, Austria in the south and Prussia in the west and east. Prussia made a very important discovery. In its eastern lands, it found a lot of coal and iron ore. These resources were perfect for making the iron and steel that new industries needed. But Prussia also had a big problem. Its territory was divided into two parts. The resources were in the east, but the big cities and government were in the west. To move the coal and iron, they had to pass through other German states and pay taxes. Prussia needed a solution. In 1818, it created the Prussian Customs Union. A customs union is a group of places that agree to remove taxes on trade between each other. This made it possible to send goods from one part of Prussia to another without stopping at many borders and paying many taxes. As a result, businesses could sell to more customers and German industry began to grow. Other German states saw this success and wanted to join in 1833. Several customs unions joined together to make one large union called the Zollverein. This is simply the German name for customs union. Over time, the Zollverein got bigger as more states joined. This free trade helped the economy recover. New factories making iron, steel, and textiles appeared. There was also a big change for farmers. In 1830, the old system of feudalism ended across Germany. Before, farmers worked on land owned by a lord. Now farmers could own the land they lived on, but they had to pay for it. For many, this was too expensive. They still had to give a lot of money to the landlord. Because of this, about 2.5 million Germans decided to leave their homes. They packed their things and moved to other countries, especially the USA, for new roads and trains. In the 19th century, new types of transport changed Germany. For a long time, the fastest way to travel was by horse. But with industrialization, there were new, faster ways to move people and products. These new inventions were very important for the German economy. The first big change was with water travel. German states built canals to connect their main rivers. Because of the new steam engine, ships could now travel on their own. This made trade much easier and faster. By the year 1846, over 180 steamships were using Germany's rivers and canals. Another change was a new type of RD. Before RD, building was slow and needed skilled workers. A new method made it much easier and cheaper. Many workers without special skills could help build them. Soon, the German states had many new roads all over their lands. But the most important change was the railway. Trains were fast and could carry a lot of heavy goods. This was perfect for Germany because it did not have one big capital city. Instead, it had many medium-sized cities that were all important centers for trade. The new train lines connected all of these cities, creating a strong economic network. The first German railway was built in 1835. Just 30 years later, trains connected most of the major cities and towns. Communication also became much faster with the telegraph. This new system sent messages quickly over electric wires. A Prussian company called Siemens built many telegraph lines. Soon, Germany had one of the longest telegraph systems in the world. It became an important center for communication between Western and Eastern Europe. One big German country. To create its own technology, Germany needed more than just new machines. It needed smart people. The German states invested a lot of money in education. In Prussia, a large German state, it became law that all children from ages 5 to 14 had to go to school. This was a new idea at the time. The states also built technical high schools and universities. In these schools, people learned the high-tech skills needed for new industries. They learned how to develop new types of steel and new electrical devices. This focus on education worked very well. The German economy grew much faster than before. The population also doubled in size during this time. The newly educated workers and engineers made better products. By the 1880s, things made in Germany were known to be some of the best in the world. The economy was mostly made of small and medium-sized businesses. Many of these were owned by families because German banks were also small. They gave small loans. This helped create many smaller companies instead of a few very large ones. Hundreds of these family businesses were so successful that they still exist today. These smaller companies focused on making special, high-quality products. They did not mass-produce cheap goods like some other countries. Instead, they made things for specific customers who wanted the best quality. Germany's place in the center of Europe also helped it become a major trade hub. It made trade agreements with countries like France and the Netherlands. This strong, connected economy gave the German people a feeling of unity. In 1871, the German states came together to form a single country. This new nation was called the German Empire. With its strong economy and industry, it was one of the most powerful countries in Europe's six. Two big wars. The new German Empire was very powerful, but the times were changing. Across Europe, countries became less peaceful and started to limit trade. They put up trade barriers, which were special taxes on foreign goods. Germany did this too, to protect its new industries from competition. This helped factory owners, but it hurt farmers. German farms were not as efficient as farms in other countries, so they could not sell their food at low prices. As a result, many Germans left the countryside to work in factories. A lot of these factories were in Western Germany, so millions of people moved from the east to the west. In 1914, World War I started in Europe. For 4 years, countries fought a long and terrible war. In the end, Germany was on the losing side. The peace agreement was very hard for Germany. The country lost a lot of its territory. This land was given to neighboring countries like Denmark, Poland, and France. Suddenly, many Germans were living in a foreign country. They did not want to be foreigners, so they moved back to Germany. This created a new wave of people looking for jobs and homes. Losing land created huge problems for the economy. Many businesses depended on trade with the areas that were now part of other countries. A factory in Munich might buy its parts from a factory that was now in Belgium. To buy those parts, the German factory now had to pay extra taxes. This made their final products more expensive, and they could not compete. Many businesses went bankrupt. Germany was also forbidden from trading with its former allies, Austria and Hungary. All the roads and railways built for this trade became useless. On top of these problems, Germany had to pay for the war. The winning countries, like France and the United Kingdom, had borrowed a lot of money to fight. They decided that Germany must pay them reparations so they could pay back their own debts. With its economy broken, Germany could not pay. The government printed more and more money. This made the money lose all its value. This is called hyperinflation. Prices went up by 700% in 1 year. Money became worthless. Then in the 1930s, the Great Depression started. This was a global economic crisis that shut down businesses all over the world. It made Germany's problems even worse. The country was broken, and people felt hopeless. For over a decade, the government failed to solve these problems. People lost trust and started to vote for far-right parties that promised a better future. By 1934, a far-right government was in power. The economy grew, but it was very unequal. The rich people connected to the new government got most of the benefits. Regular people became poorer because their wages were not allowed to increase even when prices went up. Instead of helping the people, the government invested in the military. This led to World War II, and Germany lost another war. The government also began terrible persecution campaigns against many groups of people. This was not just a human tragedy. From an economic view, it was a disaster. The government spent a lot of money on camps, guards, and trains to kill millions of people. These people could have been building things and making the country more productive. Instead, Germany destroyed its economy and its people. 7. Germany's new start. After World War II, Germany was a very different country. It was much smaller than the old German Empire. Many Germans who lived in other parts of Europe lost their homes and property. Over 12 million of these people came to West Germany as refugees. They arrived with nothing and needed houses, food, and jobs. The country's cities and factories were destroyed. Germany needed a completely new start. From this time, the story of Germany splits into two parts. This chapter will only talk about West Germany because it was West Germany that built a successful new economy and became very rich. East Germany had a different and much more difficult economic story under a different government. To rebuild the country, the new West German government needed a lot of money. The government decided that rich people should help pay for the reconstruction. There was a special tax on all the wealth of the richest people. This money helped to build new houses and factories for everyone. But Germany needed more than just money. It needed a new way of working together. The government encouraged business leaders and worker groups called trade unions to talk to each other and cooperate. They would negotiate together for things like wages and working hours. For example, business groups and trade unions also worked together to create special education centers to train new skilled workers. This cooperation was a key part of building a strong and fair society. The new West German economy was not built on only a few giant companies. Instead, it was powered by thousands of small and medium-sized businesses. Many of these were family businesses, and they were called the Mittelstand. Each region in Germany started to focus on a special type of industry. For example, one area became famous for making cars. Many medium-sized businesses in that area made parts for the cars like wheels, paint, or lights. Then, small businesses made the materials for those parts like rubber and chemicals. This system of specialization made the companies very good and very efficient. They focused on making high-quality products that they could export and sell to the world. A big reason for Germany's economic success was its unique education system. Many students did not just sit and learn in a classroom all day. They joined a special program where they could work and learn at the same time. This is called an apprenticeship system. A student spent part of the week at a vocational school to learn the theory. For the other part of the week, They worked in a real company to get practical hands-on skills. This system was very effective and had two big advantages. First, students finished their education with years of real work experience. This made it much easier to find a good job. Because of this, West Germany had very low youth unemployment compared to other countries. Second, companies trained the number of workers they actually needed. This meant the country did not have too many people for one job and not enough for another. It created a perfect balance and a very skilled workforce, ready for the country's specialized industries. In Germany today in 1990, a very important event happened. East and West Germany joined together to become one country again. This was called reunification. It was a big and difficult job because East Germany was much poorer than West Germany. For many years, the West invested a lot of money, more than $2 trillion, to help the East. This money was used to build new roads, update infrastructure, and help businesses grow. Even today, after more than 30 years, the eastern part of Germany is still catching up with the rich western part. Many people move from the east to the west for better jobs. The new, bigger Germany became a leader in the European Union (EU). The EU is a group of European countries that work together in trade and politics. Germany was a key country in creating a new currency for many EU members. This currency is called the euro. The euro made it much easier and cheaper to buy and sell things between countries. This was very good for Germany's economy because it sells many high-quality products to its neighbors. In 2008, there was a big financial crisis around the world. Many countries had serious money problems. Germany's economy was strong, and it played a big role in helping other European countries that used the euro. Germany suggested that these countries use austerity. This means the government must spend less money to control its debt. Germany used the same idea to fix its own economy in the 1980s. Today, Germany is still one of the wealthiest countries in the world. Its people are very productive. However, it now faces new challenges. Some of its infrastructure, like roads and bridges, is getting old and needs large investments. Also, the gap between rich and poor people is growing. Germany's long journey shows how good education, strong industry, and cooperation can build a successful nation. What do you think is the most important lesson from Germany's history? Hey there, just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you. Thanks for sticking around till the end of the story. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a new story. Have a wonderful day. Take care and see you next time.